Hey, let's talk Ben Simmons, people. Ben Simmons. As if you've been following NBA at all, you know that Ben Simmons and the 76ers have been having trouble. There's trouble in Lover's Paradise where they had not been getting along. Ben Simmons doesn't want to play, but he wants to get paid. The 76ers want to play, but they don't want to pay him while he's sitting out. He is claiming mental health issues right now. And really, there's two sides of this. A lot of people will say, like, well, he's just... And I was one of them. At first, I was like, well, he's just throwing mental health out there because he knows it's the easy way out to still get paid. But if you saw the last game of the finals, of this playoffs last year, the man was obviously scared to shoot the ball. I was watching Get Up today, and they pointed that out, like how scared he was to shoot it. He wasn't right mentally. And then once you start getting worried about stuff and the fans start getting down your throat, I can see how they could play in your mental health a little bit. So, but also, is he taking it a little too far, still trying to get paid? I kind of agree with that too. I can understand that. He can at least still sit on the bench, still try to be a part of the team. He's like, trade me or nothing. And what I don't understand about the NBA right now is how much the players control. I'm big on this. Now, I'm definitely not rich. You know, it's obvious I'm not a rich guy, but I do kind of side with owners when players want to not play and still get paid. Or when players, I'm not saying you shouldn't have some guaranteed money. Players want to get their guaranteed full money when they get injured. There's not a job out there that will give you that. And then also, mental health. This is a very touchy subject. People don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. There are some people, some players that use mental health to get out of things or to say they are to be the reason why they did certain things. You know, and you don't want to go against that because you're afraid that it might upset people. Like, oh my God, mental health is real. I agree. I've had mental health issues before. As far as like I've gone through some PTSD, was being a former police officer, going through my divorce. I had some depression going on. So I get that. So I'm not saying that might not be the case, but some people are abusing that. So what the 76ers did is they gave him they said, well, I want you to come see a therapist so we can help your mental health issues. He refused it. That right there is the kicker, right? That's the kicker. So you say you have mental health issues, but you don't want to see a therapist. And I don't know if he's seeing his own therapist right now. I don't think nobody knows for sure. And now his agent's saying, hey, why don't you just call a spade a spade? Either you pay him, because they're fining him every game he's not playing right now because the season's already started, and he was an all-star. So they're fining him games he's not playing because they don't want to pay him for the games he's not playing. But his agent's saying, here, either pay him to play or just say you think he's faking it. Aha. Well, that's very tricky because if you say that he's faking it, you put yourself up to be the bad guy. They're saying, I'm not saying he's faking it. I just want to help. So let's get back to this, an opinion. Everybody has an opinion on this. Like, what do you decide? Are you Team Ben or are you Team 76ers? I'm kind of Team both. I understand. I do think that Ben may have some mental health issues as far as but it's no different than any other athlete. Imagine missing a game-winner free throw. That's going to play in your head. We can throw mental health out really easy with a lot of stuff. Some can be worse than others, and some people handle it better than others, and I understand that completely. I do. So I want to be careful with that. But then also, so I can see that might be an issue. But refusing to play and still want to get paid is also a big issue. It's like me saying, hey, I don't want to go to work, but I want you to pay me $10,000 right now. Like, no! And it's not $10,000 for Ben. It's a lot more. We say, well, they're rich. They can just pay him. Okay, then you just pay everybody $10 out of your pocket because that's not that much compared to most people. So it's still a lot of money, right? So it still adds up. It adds up over and over again. So I see that. And this is where I go with the 76ers. Like, here, they're not saying they don't believe him. They're saying, hey, go see a therapist. Let's get you diagnosed and see what's going on so we can get you back on the court. They want to keep him in the organization. I also do think there's a hard line of do you really want to force a player that doesn't want to be there? Right? Do you really want to force someone that doesn't want to be there? I think there's a fine line. The NBA has to figure this out because players have so much control now. They've been trying to force trades. They've been doing certain things, and it's getting out of hand a little bit. And I'm not saying that players shouldn't have control. And I'm not saying players shouldn't get paid if they're injured at all. Or players, I think there should be some compensation. I don't think it should be full. I just don't. There's not another job in America that does that unless you're an NBA player. And they say, well, they worked their whole life for this. You think people don't work their whole life for their marketing job down at FedEx? Or maybe they work their whole life to be a package handler at UPS and they get hurt. They don't get full pay for the rest of their life, if they hurt themselves anytime. So I kind of go back and forth with this a little bit. All in all, I think Ben Simmons needs to go see a therapist, prove he has mental health, and I also, no matter what, I think he should be sitting on the bench with the team. And I know he feels like people don't like him. You know what? That's called life, people. Sometimes people degrade you. Not that it's right, but you had to rise above it. That's called life. If you don't want to be an NBA player, you can't take it, I understand. Go be an advisor, go do something else, teach at camp. He's got plenty of skills that he could do a lot of stuff with. But I'm just saying I'm not going to play if you don't trade me, that's the wrong way to go about it. And I also think the 76ers could have handled this a lot better along the way. You know, he told them, another thing is he told them he wanted to be traded at the end of the season last year. They should have been working for that. But I also do think nobody probably wants to pay him the money that he wants to get paid, because that dude, does not want to shoot the ball. You can't pay a guy that much money that can't score and shoot jump shots because they figure you out. Scared to shoot couldn't shoot free throws, couldn't shoot threes. And I hear in practice he can. I've seen a video of him shooting threes all day long. It's in his head. But I wouldn't want to pay that. I don't know what his salary is right off the top of my head, but I wouldn't want to pay a player millions and millions of dollars if I know him right off the fact he's already in his own head and can't play. So they might have tried to trade him, they couldn't. So we don't know about that. I don't think it's good to be out in the public with all this. I think this stuff should be behind closed doors. But for our case and for my case for this video, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's not pretty cool. It's good. It's good to talk about. It's good open discussion. I will predict this right now. We'll see a change in the NBA in the next 1 to 2 years where this won't be happening as much, because it's been happening more and more, not just with mental health, but with injuries. And also on the flip side, owners, which I don't think this is right either. This is why I don't side with owners at all. Owners have been sitting players out so they can trade them right for the trade deadline, saying, hey, I don't want you to play because I want you to get injured because it'll ruin your trade value. Now, it might work for players' value as well, but I think you should make players sit down because you want to trade them so you can get a good value for them for another player. So there's bads and good on each one of those. We got to find a balance here, people, and get this work. I don't want the NBA's going strong. It's gotten better. It's getting more attention worldwide, not just in America, which is great internationally. It's been going a lot better. Thank you, Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Y'all paved the way. Jerry West, all the former, and now LeBron James and the players now, Steph Curry, have made it even bigger and better and better and better. And Kobe Bryant, can't forget the GOAT. Not actually the GOAT, because Michael Jordan's the GOAT, but I think he's second, third in charge there. But we got a long ways to go. They're getting better salaries now. We want to keep it going. It's almost like, don't take a good thing you got right now and just kill it, both players and owners. So, Ben Simmons, go see a therapist, man. Do what you got to do. Take care of yourself. Get right here, or make a decision. The NBA is not for you, or and I'm not saying don't try to play somewhere else, but you got to give and take a little bit, right? 76ers, try to find him somewhere else to go. Work with this man. Try to get some value for him that you can get, that makes sense to you. Now, if you can, I understand that too, but try to help him out and make your team better at the same time, because I don't care how good a player he is. If you don't have chemistry, you're not going to win. You see that time and time again, especially in a game where there's only five people playing on the court each time for your team. One of those 25% of those people aren't fully involved or aren't right here. It's going to mess up your whole team chemistry and mess you up. Okay, that's my thoughts on it. Tell me what your thoughts are. Your team Ben, your team 76ers, are you kind of like me? You're playing France, your team either one of them. You can see both sides. Hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know your thoughts.